Hello, welcome to Analog Circuit Design online lecture series. Myself Reema Rawat from Edge Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. In this session, we are going to see the unit oscillators, and in this unit today's topic is LC oscillators. So let's start the session. Basically, what is LC oscillator? So as the name suggests, in LC oscillators, the components which are used to design oscillators will be inductors and capacitors. Okay? So in LC oscillators, the feedback network consists of inductors and capacitor instead of RC, like RC oscillators. Here, these LC components determine the frequency of oscillations of the LC oscillator. Now, let us see the general form of LC oscillators. So this is the general network of LC oscillators. With the op-amp in the feedback network, there are three combinations based on which different LC oscillators are designed. The arrangement of this will be like this: Z1, Z2 and Z3. Now here, Z1, Z2 and Z3 are inductors or capacitors. Based on the device's place, that means whether the Z1 is inductor or capacitor or likewise, according to the feedback network, different oscillators are designed. So this is the general form of LC oscillators. Based on this, we will see different oscillators. So here we are going to see basically two oscillators, Hartley-Colpitts oscillator. According to the arrangement, there can be another one, Clap oscillators also. But here we are targeting for the two oscillators, Hartley and Colpitts oscillators. So as we have seen the feedback network before, in that if X1 or you can say Z1 is inductor, Z2 is inductor and Z3 is capacitor, then this combination will be called as Hartley oscillator. Now, if X1 or else Z1 is capacitor, X2 is capacitor and X3 is inductor, then this kind of arrangement is called as Colpitts oscillator. So there is a difference between these two, Hartley and Colpitts. If two inductors and one capacitor is there, it will be called as Hartley oscillator. If two capacitor and one inductor is there, then we will call it as Colpitts oscillator. These components will be used in the feedback network based on which we are classifying this oscillator. Now let us understand each oscillator in detail. So first of all, let us see Hartley oscillator. Now as we have seen earlier that Hartley oscillator has two inductors and one capacitor. Based on this feedback network, they are classified into two types. First one is transistorized Hartley oscillator and the second one is Hartley oscillator using FET. Okay. So let us see the first one, transistorized Hartley oscillator. So this is the circuit diagram of transistorized Hartley oscillator where the active device used is BJT. Now as you can see, this is the feedback network. Here in feedback there are two inductors and one capacitor is there. There is the logic of Hartley oscillator. Inductors L1, L2 and the capacitor C3 is indicated. This feedback network is also called as the tank circuit. Now this feedback network is connected with the transistor Q1 where CC1 and CC2 are the coupling capacitors. RFC is a radio frequency coil. RE and CE are emitter resistances and emitter capacitances respectively. Here, based on this feedback network, the oscillator generates a frequency. As two inductors and one capacitor is there, we are calling it as Hartley oscillator. And as we are using transistor BJT, this circuit will be called as transistorized Hartley oscillator. Okay. Now, let us see the frequency of oscillations for this. So, for the transistorized Hartley oscillator, the frequency of oscillation is given as F, that is equals to 1 by 2 pi under root of C3 into L1 plus L2, where L1 plus L2 is the equivalent inductance. As two inductors are there, we need to calculate the equivalent inductance, which will be addition of these two inductors. So we can say that frequency F equals to 1 by 2 pi under root of C3 into L equivalent, that is equivalent inductance. Okay. Now, if we want to consider the mutual inductance between these two inductors, then we can consider that the L equivalent is given as L1 plus L2 plus 2M, where M is the mutual inductance. Okay. So this is the output frequency formula. Now, let us see the next, that is Hartley oscillator using FET. We have used BJT till now. Now we are going to use field effect transistor. So here the feedback network will remain same, but the active device which we are going to use in this, that is FET. Okay. So here the feedback network L1, L2, C3, that means two inductors and one capacitor is there. Remember that the Z1 should be L1, Z2 should be L2 and Z3 should be C3 only. You cannot use two inductors like this and capacitor here. No. The logic of the feedback circuit for the Hartley oscillator is like this only. This is the arrangement of it. And here the FET is used, field effect transistor, which is connected with the feedback network. Here again CC1 and CC2 are collector capacitances, or as you can say coupling capacitors. Now RFC is the radio frequency coil. Here the coupling capacitors CC1 and CC2 are connected to couple the feedback network and the FET. RS and CS are source resistance and source capacitance respectively. Okay, here feedback signal and output signal are indicated. Let us see the expression for the frequency of oscillation for Hartley oscillator using FET. Here X1 is omega L1 and X2 second reactance is given as omega L2 and capacitive reactance X3 is given as 1 by omega C2 minus 1 by omega C2. Now if you want to consider the total reactance, then we can say that X1 plus X2 plus X3 should be equals to 0, where X1 is omega L1, X2 is omega L2 minus 1 by omega C, that is equals to 0. So we can say that if we consider omega as common, we will have L1 plus L2, that is equals to 1 by omega C3. Omega square, that is equals to 1 by L1 plus L2 into C3. But we know that omega equals to 2 pi f. So if you want to obtain the equation of frequency, we make frequency as a subject. So we will obtain frequency f, that is equals to 1 by 2 pi under root of C3 into L1 plus L2. So this is the output frequency formula for Hartley oscillator using FET. Okay. Now let us see the advantages of Hartley oscillator. So the first advantage is that it is easy to tune. That means for tuning the range of the frequencies, it is easy for the Hartley oscillator. Second is that it can operate over wide frequency range. So if there is a requirement of getting the high frequency range output, Hartley oscillators can be used. Third advantage is that it is easy to change the frequency by means of the variable capacitor. That means if we want to change the output frequency, if we change the variable capacitor value, we can get the frequency change in the output. Now, the one disadvantage of this is that it has poor frequency stability. What are the applications of it? So, in the application, the first application is that it can be used in local oscillators, in radio and TV receivers. And the second application is that it can be used in RF sources and function generators as well. Okay. Now let us see one example for the Hartley oscillator. Here the data given to us is that a Hartley oscillator circuit has a tank circuit inductance of L1 equals to L2 equals to 100 microhenry. It is required to design the oscillator to produce oscillations at 50 kilohertz. Obtain the exact value of the tank circuit, capacitance for the state requirement. So here L1 equals to L2 equals to 100 microhenry, that is given to us, and frequency is also given, that is 50 kilohertz. Now we know that the frequency formula for Hartley oscillator is 1 by 2 pi under root of C3 into L1 plus L2. Now if L1 equals to L2 equals to L, that is given to us, then the equation can be reduced as F equals to 1 by 2 pi under root 2 under root LC3. Okay. So x square, if we want to make the square on both the sides, then we can have f square, that is equals to 1 by 8 pi square LC3. We want to find the value of the capacitance. It is asked us to find the circuit capacitance. So we will make capacitance as a subject. So we will have C3, that is equals to 1 by 8 pi square LF square. By placing the values of the inductors and output frequencies, we can calculate the capacitance, which is 0.05066 microfarad. Okay. Now let us see the next one, that is Colpit oscillator. So if x1 and x2 in the basic oscillator circuit are capacitors and x3 is an inductor, that means there are two capacitors and one inductor, then this oscillator configuration is called as Colpit oscillator. Okay. Based on the active devices used, again these Colpit oscillators are classified into two types. First one is transistorized Colpit oscillator and the second one is FET Colpit oscillators. Let us see these two in detail. So here the first one is Colpit oscillator using transistor. As you can see here, the feedback network is a combination of two capacitors and one inductor, where Z1 or X1 is inductor and the another are two capacitors. This arrangement remains same and the active device may be changed whether it is BJT or FET. Okay. This feedback network is connected to the transistor, where RC is the collector resistance, RE and CE are emitter resistance and emitter capacitance respectively. Here the frequency formula is given as F, that is equals to 1 by 2 pi under root of L3C, because here two capacitors are used, so we can obtain the final capacitance, effective capacitance C, that is equals to C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. Okay. Now next is Colpit oscillator using FET. Here as you can observe, the feedback network and its arrangement remains same, but the active device is changed from BJT to field effect transistor, that is FET. Here CC1 and CC2 are coupling capacitors, RD is the drain resistance, RS and CS are source resistance and source capacitance respectively. Okay. So it is very simple, the feedback network remains same and the connections of the feedback network using the FET and BJT changes. Okay. Let us see the advantages of this. So the first advantage of this oscillator is that it is simple in construction. Second one is that it is possible to obtain oscillations at very high frequencies. If we consider disadvantages, then the first disadvantage is that it is difficult to adjust the feedback as it demands change in capacitor values. Second one is that it has poor frequency stability. The application of this is that it can be used as a high frequency generators. Okay. I hope that the LC oscillators are clear to you now, and the types of it and the arrangement of the feedback network is clear. These are the references. Thank you. Thank you for listening.